Boo bitches! Welcome to episode 149 of C3 Crystals, Cauldrons, and Cocktails. I'm River.
And I'm Ren.
And today we thought we would do a deep dive into protection magic. I know we've talked about some protection magic and some things that we can do, and a lot of those actually come up in this episode too. We'll skim over those.
Mm-hmm.
But we haven't ever done a whole episode on exactly what protection magic is all about. And we wanted to find some different ways to go about protecting ourselves and our practices and our families and
Of
that kind of
course,
thing.
we always talk about it.
Yes, but first I have to tell you all, I went to Dragon Con.
Mm-hmm.
Yay, it was
Woo!
lovely. I think I may have convinced Ren to come next year.
Maybe.
I kept sending her pictures and drunk texting her and so maybe she'll come next
Maybe.
year. So it was a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun. I'm gonna see if I can figure out who to talk to about the witchy track. I think that would be a great idea.
Yeah.
Um, Also, we are going to try to podcast from Indy South on September 21st. We've reserved a space
Hmm.
and we're trying to figure out the logistics of it. So we may be on site. If anybody is local to the area of Athens, you can come visit us in person and meet us in person. Woo!
Yeah. Wow. Dun, dun,
And
dun.
we'll have some witchy stuff to sell too. That we both are makers. We make stuff too, so we're going to try
Mm-hmm.
to have some of
I
that stuff.
I will preface, if you do come and meet us in person, I'm awkward as hell. So if you think I'm being like, wow, she's not as excited to meet me as I am to meet her, I am excited. I have a lot of anxiety. So please bear
And then
with
I'm
me.
brashing out there, and y'all are going to be like, can you chill just a
Yeah.
little bit?"
Yeah. Can you calm down and can you maybe be like, can River calm down and can Rin maybe be a little bit more excited?
So
Yeah.
we're trying to get that put together. So if y'all are anywhere in the vicinity, it'd be great to see you. We thought we were maybe going to try to we'll do some podcasting recording there for sure. We're trying to figure out if there's a way to do some live
Yeah,
podcasting from
maybe like
there.
a questionnaire type of thing, and we'll post it on
Yeah.
Patreon, something like
Yeah,
that.
something. I don't know. We're working on it.
Because
So
we
we'll have
have our questionnaire that we asked our
our
patrons
patrons.
not too long ago. And we were going to do a whole thing, but then we were like, this thing popped up, and we were like, okay, maybe we can wait to record those questions with and answers and all of that, like with
hmm
while doing it live, I guess is what I'm trying to
That
say.
it would be
Quote
fun.
live,
So
but not
we're
live.
we're gonna record it live. Well,
Live.
we're
We're
live
always
now.
live.
We're alive. I promise. We really are alive.
Ah,
Okay.
okay.
Next, importantly, what are we drinking? So it's been a long day for both of us at
Yep.
work.
Yep.
In fact, I'm amazed that we're actually managing to pull ourselves
Podcasting.
together to podcast.
Yeah, I just yawned.
Um, yeah. So I grabbed my favorite wine, which I always have on hand. It's
Hmm.
my pink sparkling brut rosé, and so that's what
Yes.
I'm drinking.
Hmm.
What are you drinking?
I don't know. I had a red wine shoved in the back of my fridge.
Okay.
Eh, it's all
Do you
right.
remember what kind? Is it a Syrah or a
Uh, no.
Pinot
I just saw the
Noir? Or
bottle and I said, yeah, you're coming with
it's
me.
it's red. You're mine. Come home with
Yeah.
me.
And so
So
I poured myself a glass and I'm drinking
it's
it.
not so exciting tonight. No fancy cocktail tonight, but please forgive us. We're very tired. Okay.
Mhm.
So, protection magic. What is protection magic? Protection magic is rooted in the understanding that our energy is precious and it deserves to be safeguarded.
Mhm.
And it's about setting boundaries, both physical and spiritual, to ensure that only positive energies can enter our space. Because we know how bad it is when negative energies come in and when our positive energies are taken away.
Mhm.
So, whether you're dealing with a toxic environment or negative people or unseen spiritual forces that might be out there, protection magic is what provides you a means to defend yourself and your loved ones. and it's really versatile and it can be customized as all magic can, I believe, to suit your own specific needs. So it can be simple or it can be an elaborate coven spell if you want it to be.
Hmm.
But it's accessible to everybody, regardless of experience level. It is probably what I would recommend the very beginner witch to start with. It is the basis of keeping yourself protected from everything. So I think that is what a beginning witch should start with for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. We always talk about this.
Hmm.
Always have your
Hmm.
boundaries and always consider protecting yourself in these ways.
Hmm.
So protection magic, it is a branch of witchcraft focused on safeguarding yourself, everyone around you
Hmm.
from negative entities to energies to unwanted energies, entities, vice versa.
Hmm.
So this magic can revolve or involve using rituals, spells, symbols, other tools to create barriers or shields. And I've talked about what mine looks like.
Yeah, and we have
Um,
talked about auras, and so we
mhm,
have touched on this in other
yes.
episodes.
Yeah. So it'll protect you from various threats, whether they're be physical, emotional, or spiritual in nature. And I will say
Hmm.
mine's more like a bubble. I'll
Hmm.
reiterate what mine is. It's like a
Hmm.
bubble, like a glowing,
Hmm.
malleable bubble. Um, Kind of yellow, maybe orange at times, yellow,
Hmm.
white kind of vibe with sparkles, but it's not
With
sparkles. It's like shimmery.
sparkles.
It's shimmery, not
Oh,
sparkles. Come on.
it's
No, no
glitter.
sparkles. No,
Ren is
no,
glitter.
no.
No, no,
No
yes.
sparkles. And I take that back. It's
Too
like
late.
shimmery almost. Um, and I can envision this bubble. It's like
As a
in
glitter bomb.
what? No. What's the word? Uh, like I'm doing a hand motion, like
Like an
it's
aura, like an orb,
hovering,
like
like it
a.
covers. It encapes, but that's not a word. We've had this
I
discussion in the
love
last
the
episode.
words you make up. They are the best words
Uh,
ever. And
it
capes.
in envelops.
Envelops.
There we
Okay.
go. Not
Okay.
encapes. What the heck?
I
It
love that word.
envelops things that I imagine. So I imagine my bubble kind of enveloping my home. It's a small
Hmm.
home, so it's not so big to imagine.
Hmm.
My home, my animals, my husband, like anything within my home, but especially when you leave your home, the bubble stays on the home, but
Hmm.
think of it as like you take piece of the bubble with you when you leave, so it's around you.
Stretches and
Yeah, it goes. Yeah, exactly. So that's
oh,
my
I think
form.
that's super important too because you live in an apartment and I imagine when you leave, there's constant barragement from upstairs, downstairs, next door, both of, sides of you.
Uh,
If you
we
don't have a protective aura
we
around your
tend to
area.
our area is more knock on wood calm right now.
Hmm.
Now there are things obviously that are kind of annoying and disruptive
Hmm.
and blah blah blah, but we
Hmm.
have pretty much a serene, like in our balcony it's all wooded area, like it's really nice. I couldn't
Hmm.
have asked for a better look like place where we are.
Hmm.
So it's not so bad, but I do
Okay.
have the bubble because you never know what could happen. You never know. And
Hmm.
even on me, especially when I leave, I have anxiety, a lot of anxiety.
Hmm.
Anything can
Yeah.
happen, to car accidents, to being robbed
Hmm.
in a grocery store, parking lot, whatever. So I always
Hmm.
have my little bubble to try to protect myself.
Hmm.
And that's a physical way, but also in a more spiritual way, as in I'm a medium, I think. I don't like to talk
Hmm.
about it.
Yeah, I think you
And I
probably
can
are.
channel things. And so when I am on a level where I'm maybe not thinking about protecting myself that intensely, things can come through and I don't want them to come through. So that's
Hmm.
another thing with
Hmm.
my protection bubble. Now I'm just jabbering, yabbering, gibbering,
Gibbering, jibber
gibbering.
jabber. Jibber jabber.
I'm
It's a
just
word, right?
chattering. Anyways. So, tools of protection. I think
Okay.
always use protection. I wanted to throw
Hmm.
that
Like
both in there.
condoms.
Yes. You said it with such a straight face.
Yeah. And usually I'll say something like that and we'll go on for a few sentences. And then she's like, wait, what?
I was trying to make the joke and then you were just straight face said it. And I was like,
Condoms.
you were
Yes. Always use
supposed to.
protection.
Okay, anyways. Yeah. So tools, there are various tools that you can use for protection.
Hmm.
Um, yes. So I was gonna make the joke again, the same joke. Okay, so you can use black tourmaline.
That would be
So
really uncomfortable in a condom. You see, she puts up with me, but I have to deal with the sighs and the eye rolls. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, let's get
Okay,
back to the topic.
so
Okay.
black tourmaline can be a powerful crystal, and is known for the ability to absorb negative energy and to
Hmm.
protect against maybe like energetic attacks, negative
Hmm.
spiritual attacks, psychic attacks. And then what you'll do with it is you'll place it in your home, you'll carry it with you. You'll use it in spells to add for a new, like a layer of added protection, anything like that. I do like black tourmaline. I don't have any at the moment. I used to,
I
but I don't
bought
have any anymore.
an ear cuff that had black tourmaline on it at Dragon Con I haven't showed you all my goodies that I've bought. I
Yeah,
will
you
have
need
to
to
show
show me.
you all the stuff. We're at some point in the next couple of weeks we'll
At
have to
some
get back
point.
together and
Yeah.
um I'll have to show you my goodies. But I like black tourmaline. I do feel like it does absorb
Hmm.
negative energy very
Hmm.
well. Yeah. Yeah. So salt, of course, is what we all, I think, as even a beginner witch, I think everybody knows that just from watching TV
Yeah.
shows, there's something to it. Salt has long been used in purification and protection rituals, not even in just magic. Like um, my brother is a fisherman and he likes to go and fish striper in a
Oh.
lake and he uses a saltwater brine to take out the gamey taste and all of that. So
Hmm.
it's protective in more ways than just witchy ways, but you
Culinary
can
ways.
culinary ways. And you can sprinkle salt around your home. You can border it around your windows and your doors if you're afraid of negative energy. If you feel like you're being bombarded, salt is a great way to do
And
that.
it doesn't have to be like in the TV shows where you pour a shit ton of salt just along the
Yep.
trim of your window. It could be like a little sprinkle, like maybe in each
Hmm.
corner, just like maybe if you're using like the rock salt, it could be a couple of shards in
Hmm.
there. You don't have to do the whole thing. Now
Yep.
you can if you
Use,
want to,
yeah,
but you
you
don't have
can.
to.
You're going to buy stock and Morton salt so that, because of
Yeah.
the amount of salt that you're going to have. But,
Uh,
or you could also put it in a ritual bath. Honestly, I like
oh
bath
yeah,
salts. I
yeah.
think that is a great way to purify yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But, you can use this salt to create a protective barrier. Okay, this wine is hitting me. Sometimes the wine is
Or the
stronger than,
exhaustion.
oh, that could be too. I've been go, 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 go all day, and now I'm drinking, and it's like, oh, phew. But you can also always use a circle of salt around yourself or your space while you're visualizing that barrier, like Ren was talking about. It
Yeah.
can be the white light or whatever it is. That is a great protection um, tool.
Hmm.
Herbs. There's certain herbs like rosemary or sage or garlic that are renowned for their protective qualities. So you can use them in incense or amulets or sprinkle them around your home or space or your office. If you
Hmm.
have a little
Hmm.
cubicle, that's a perfect place to put, even a rosemary plant might be
Yeah.
something that you want to have on your desk.
Hmm.
But,
Ooh, I
they're
like that idea.
yeah, plants are their own living beings. They have their own energies. They have that energy like all of the earth does. And so they can serve as guardians of your little space. And
Aw,
you can form, yeah,
little
relationships.
guardians.
Didn't we do an episode about guardian plants? I feel like we
Hmm.
did. Greg would know.
Hmm.
He likes our
It's not
plant stuff.
crossing my mind.
I feel like we talked about plant, I don't know, guardians or something. But anyway,
Hmm.
they are energetic little critters as well that can help you protect, and they're natural. They're a natural way to create a barrier to shield you from harm and enhance the energy of you, your space, and all of that. One of the herbs that I really like to use is cayenne pepper. I
Oh
always feel
yeah,
like,
it's good.
and this, it just may be me, but I feel like it burns away negative energy. It's like, well, I do have an affinity with fire. And so I feel like cayenne is kind of a fire shield around me. Or
Hmm.
if you put it in your food or whatever, I feel like it's a protective thing.
Hmm.
And did you know, and I think I may have said this before too, that the pepper is actually a berry and not a vegetable?
No, absolutely not.
It is. It's like a
Absolutely
fruit.
not. Nope.
It
Mm-mm.
is. It's a
Nope.
fruit.
Nope. Pepper is a
Okay,
vegetable. Nope.
Greg is going to have to weigh in again. I think last time we had this debate, he's like, actually, da 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 da,
It's this. I can't remember. Oh
which
gosh.
obviously didn't stick with his Greg. Sorry.
No, it's a vegetable. That's it. It's a veggie.
Okay, back onto tools.
But another tool that you can use, and we always say this, is candles.
Mm-hmm.
So the flame of the candle, it can be an important symbol for protection, as well as using black candles, because black candles are traditionally used in protection spells.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a black candle somewhere.
I love black
I
candles.
dropped my candle behind my dresser and I can't get it. So
Oh no. Need to get your
it
husband to move the dresser.
eh, eh. I haven't had much time to do anything anyway, so it's just there.
I
I
hear
know it's
you.
there. But white candles can be used for general purpose if you don't have a
Mm-hmm.
black candle.
Mm-hmm.
You can light your candle, black, white, whatever color resonates with your protection, while
Mm-hmm.
focusing on your intention to be protected from harm. And as the candle burns, you can visualize a shield forming around you, deflecting any negative energy that comes your way, whatever it may be.
See, I feel like that's important. So maybe you feel like purple is your protective color. And
Hmm.
so burn a purple
Yep.
candle. And a lot of people, especially new witches, are like, I don't understand this. How do you visualize thing?
Hmm.
And this is a great way to begin, is using a candle to start that visualization process. I think that was how I think that's how I start. I mean, I've been practicing for, I was a little kid and didn't even know I was a witch, but I was doing things even when I was a kid. So, but I feel like that's a great way to start with the attempt of visualization, is to use candles.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I'm a color oriented person.
Same.
So when it comes to being able to pick out something with color, it's kind of, I don't know, exciting. I get to
Mm-hmm.
like think about protection in a certain way and
Mm-hmm.
um well, my brain's blanking
Mm-hmm.
on other spells that I cast. Like I cooking in another way, like all of those in different colors. Like cooking to me is the color brown. I don't know why. It's just
Really?
brown, brown and
Oh,
green,
how
I guess.
interesting.
And then protection is more yellow. So maybe I would use a yellow candle or white because white is pretty
Okay.
general or pure. Um, so yeah,
Interesting.
it
Okay.
can be whatever resonates with you. You can
Mm-hmm.
also use mirrors. Now, mirrors give me the heebie-jeebies, but tell me why I have
Mm-hmm.
50 gajillion in my apartment.
I know.
Um, so mirrors are often good for reflecting back any negative energies, but you have to be careful because it can also reflect away good energy as well. You have to be able to
That's true.
understand how to utilize a mirror as a tool.
Mm-hmm.
So you can place a small mirror facing outward in your home near the entrance to reflect and deflect negative energies from entering your space. You
Mm-hmm.
can also carry a small little compact mirror in your bag and
Mm-hmm.
facing outward as a kind of protective shield, like a portable protective
Yeah.
shield.
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Like all I can think about is like Star Wars noises and you going pew pew
Pew,
pew.
pew,
Yeah.
pew.
That's all I can think about when yeah. And then you can also do a mirror box. So
What's a mirror box?
create a mirror box by lining a small box with mirrors, basically. So you know those
Interesting.
I love a good little tiny box, you know, like the little
Mm-hmm.
wooden boxes and like the knickknack and jewelry trinket boxes, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I think about maybe a small one like that you can get maybe at like a witchy
Like a dollar
stores
store
or
even.
dollar store or Michael's came to mind. They do like, and you can decorate it yourself, whatever
Mm-hmm.
you
For
want.
sure. Yeah.
And then so you can place a representation of the negative energy, such as a piece of paper with harmful words written on it. It could be anything
Mm-hmm.
inside the box. Maybe if you have like a lock of hair from the person who's giving you negative energy,
Mm-hmm.
how do you acquire that hair? I don't know, but that's not for me to know. Um, you can put it in the box and then you close the box and visualize the negative energy being trapped and reflected back into its source, if
Oh,
that's
I love
kind
that.
of like what you're going for. Let's say it's a person, then you can send back the negative energy to them, or let's say it's just like a negative, like overall feeling, and you don't want that
Mm-hmm.
feeling anymore. You can trap that feeling and not have to deal with it anymore.
I like that idea. I've never heard of that one.
And then you can also do a personal mirror protection type of spell.
Spell. Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say chit chat, but like pep talk almost.
Oh, I like that too.
Before
Yeah.
leaving your home, you stand in front of a mirror and visualize it reflecting a protective barrier around you, sort of like what I was telling you about, like what I do,
Mm-hmm.
but instead
Mm-hmm.
this one involves a mirror. So the shield will kind of deflect any harmful energy that comes your way throughout the day. And so you
That's a
can give your
great
like a
idea.
little, I like to think of it like a little protection pep talk, like a
See, that might also
PPP
be
protection pep
pep
talk, but then
PPT.
pep talk. Yeah, my brain's not working. Okay.
PPT.
PowerPoint.
Protection pep talk. Oh, PowerPoint. Yeah, that
It kind of goes
we're
with,
not doing a PowerPoint.
anyways.
Um, but that might be a good way for someone who's having a struggle of doing the visualization. You're really good at it because you do the whole manifestation thing. So you're
hmm
very good at that. But some of us
hmm
struggle with the shield and the focus and all of that. So looking into a mirror where you're actually seeing yourself, that might help people actually visually
I
be
get
able to do
heebie-jeebies
that.
looking at myself for too long in a mirror.
Oh,
Ugh,
that's so funny.
I don't like
That is so
mirrors.
funny. So let's get a little bit into how to create this protective aura,
Wow.
because creating this aura, this protective shield that you're talking about
hmm
is really a strong way of protection. That is probably the most basic protection spell that you can do. So it is achieved through visualization. Wow. You
Wow.
close your eyes, you take deep breaths, you visualize the bright light, whatever color it is that you connotate with protection surrounding your body. And you imagine this light growing stronger. I bet there are meditative, guided meditations out there for doing this. And that might be really good to help someone. Because in my mind, I'm like, okay, as I'm breathing, it's getting stronger. And did you know that dragons can't blow out candles because they breathe fire? And I mean, I just cannot
Oh.
stay focused. So, a guided meditation might help people who have problems with focus, like I do.
hmm
But you imagine this light getting stronger and stronger with every breath. You can tie it to your breath. If you're using a candle, you can use the candle's flame as it's flickering
hmm
to kind of form this meditative state that you go into, and that will help you create this impenetrable barrier against negativity. And you can even, depending on what you need, you could make it in the form of bricks. I think in our aura episode we talked about making a shield that was bricks, or
Oh yeah,
making
I
it
remember.
look like a wall, or that kind of thing. And then affirmations are also a great way to combine that visualization with words, because I am protected by this shield of light, or no harm will come to me. That makes that shield even stronger. And you can repeat these over and over, and that reinforces that aura.
hmm
And so, if you want to practice this, if some of you like me struggle, a lot of my witchcraft came just naturally, because, it's not conscious, because I have always been a witch since I was a little kid and just didn't understand what I was doing. And
Yeah.
so when I actually physically am like, okay, I'm going to try to do this spell, I have a hard time,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to it just coming naturally when I'm trying to force this aura around myself. It's not as easy as when it just happens automatically. So if you're like me, then this might be a way to help you visualize that protective aura.
Yeah. I think that that helps. I mean, I've been kind of in a funk for the past what, 30 episodes.
Really?
Yeah,
A
because
funk? I don't
a
know.
funk like I don't know, I haven't feel like I haven't been in tuned with myself to be
Mm-hmm.
have clear manifestations and all of that. I've just been kind of all over the place and
I do feel like you're lighter now. I don't know if that's the right word. Since you switched jobs, you seem content. I don't know. Your
um
energy has shifted. I
into
feel
maybe a more I mean, I'm always stressed, but
I
this is
feel like
maybe a little bit less stressed
it's a
state.
positive thing. I mean, the stress is still there because that's just you.
Oh
That's
yeah.
a that's that's a part of you. But
Wow,
your
that's so
energy
sad.
to me has shifted in that you feel lighter is like really the best description I have. You seem
Oh,
happier. Yeah, yeah. And it's making me
happier.
happy to see yourself seem to be, it's like you're content almost.
Getting
I don't,
into a new routine, a new groove, and it's much better
and
than
you're
what it was
excited about
before.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like you're happy. I
yeah.
don't know.
I don't know.
I,
So I need to kind of find that balance in
mm-hmm,
myself for all of that, like how you were saying. And anyways,
mm-hmm.
so let's protect your home.
Okay,
Um, I know I've kind of talked about what I do, but in your home, I think of a home as a sanctuary.
for sure.
You are always there, or when you're not there, you want to be there. That is your
Mm-hmm.
place that you feel the most comfortable. You can be yourself, you can let your guard down, and so you don't want anything sneaking up on you.
Yeah, it's
So
like your happy
protecting it,
place.
yeah, it's essential to protect your home.
Mm-hmm.
And so there are many ways that you can do that. So one way is you can have protective wards. So place protective symbols such as maybe the pentacle or the ankh.
The Ankh, yeah, that's a good one.
I couldn't, I don't know how to pronounce it. I know what it is, but I don't know how to, anyways, at
Mm-hmm.
the entrance of your home. So these symbols act as wards, blocking negative energy from entering. Um, I'm trying
Yeah, I
to
feel
think.
like not just at the entrance to your, well, I guess our windows entrances. I mean, I feel like
I mean, they can be if depending on
on,
who's using them.
I mean, I guess so. I mean, to me, these wards need to be anywhere that a negative energy, like in an apartment. I guess I just kind of feel like you ought to be taking out the salt and just running salt all the way around the border
Just
of
wah,
your
wah.
apartment.
Oh man. But I mean, anything can be a protective ward as well, not just the pinnacle or ankh. Like it can be anything that you find helps protect
Yeah,
you in a way.
I actually found a really neat article. It was pattywigington.com, and she was did an article about protection magic and talking about protecting your home. She said get a handful of iron stakes like railroad spikes
Okay.
and or something like that, and you engrave or scratch or write messages on them. um, why am I all out of focus on this? It's bothering me.
There you go.
Ta-da!
Boom, boom, boom.
You write messages on them, and you can make the messages something to the effect of, this is my turf, stay back, or, it can be, this is a warning, nasty things will happen to you if you don't respect my boundaries. It should capture you, your home,
Mm-hmm.
your space,
Yeah.
your intent, and whether it's words or runes or sigils of your own design, whatever it is, um, use that. And then you drive these into the earth along the perimeter of your property, which you can't do in an apartment. I
No.
mean, you could do it around the whole apartment building, but I don't know that that would protect you in and of yourself. It'll protect all of your neighbors, which maybe that
Mm,
there's a time and place for that too.
I guess.
But I thought that was very clever.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
I had never thought about that. So, what are some rituals and practices that you can use for protection magic? Okay, what about protective glamour magic?
Ooh.
So, we did an episode on glamour magic, or it might have been one I actually did when you were finishing school. I might have done that one by myself. But glamour magic is often associated with altering your appearance or enhancing your personal allure, or but it can also be harnessed for protection. So, by weaving protective energy into your appearance, you can create a shield that not only wards off negative energy, but also kind of makes you less visible to harmful forces.
Oh, okay.
So, for instance, you can dress with intention. Choose clothing or accessories and colors that you associate with protection. It could be white, it could be blue, it could be black. Whatever it is that you visualize as protection, you dress in those colors. And as you dress, visualize that fabric forming a protective barrier around you, like you're putting on armor. Then you can also do makeup magic. And I think when I did this episode on glamour magic, I talked a lot about makeup magic,
Hmm.
but you can infuse your makeup routine with the protective energy. So as you apply each product, you can focus on its protective qualities. So like when you're putting on your mascara, imagine your lashes forming a barrier against negative influences, that kind of thing. I
Yeah.
wish I had written down the episode that we talked about glamour magic in, because that would be a good one to
I
go
mean,
listen
parts of
to
it
if you
sound
haven't.
familiar, but I don't remember talking about it.
See, I think it might have been one. There were a couple when you were trying to finish school and graduate that I did by myself, which I'm sure was horrible for our listeners. But
No.
I think glamour magic might have been one of them. I'm not
Hmm.
positive.
Okay.
But you can do hair rituals. Braid your
Oh,
hair. Braids are super important in magic. We've talked about knot
and many
spells and that kind
cultures.
of thing, and in cultures too.
Hmm.
But braid your hair with the intention of binding protection to yourself. So you can, or you can even put protective charms in your braids. I love
Ooh, I
braids
love
that
it when
have
they have.
the charms braided into them,
Hmm.
or a small crystal, into your hair for added defense. You can do like I love those hair sticks. You're really good with your hair. Just she'll
Hmm.
just we'll be talking and she'll be messing with her hair, and all of a sudden it's up in this cute little thing, and she sticks a pencil in it, and I'm like, how is it staying like that?
You
She's
gotta loop
magic.
it. I gotta scrape my scalp and then
I,
you weave it in there. I got probably scars from that from when I was learning how to do it.
but
Uh,
it's really cool, and so you can do that as a protective charm. You can put whatever your hair
yeah.
things are that are holding your hair as
Hmm.
protective charms as
Hmm.
well.
I like that idea a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I like to play
Mm-hmm.
with my hair, and for my Ren Fair outfit that I did like a little half up, half down thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I had charms and braids all throughout it,
Mm-hmm.
and it looked really good. It looked good in the beginning, and then it got really hot and sweaty, and my hair got frizzy, and so it was just a little bit everywhere in the end, but it looked good in the beginning. And did I
Yeah,
get pictures of it? No.
Dragon Con was that way too. I like to dress up and all of that. And this year it was so hot. I was just like, okay, I'm wearing this little mini dress,
Hmm.
spaghetti straps, and my costume is on my head. I had antlers. They were really cute. All of my costumes were on my head. I was butterflies one day, I had antlers, and then I had bat wings the other
I'm
one.
thinking for
So,
my birthday, I want to do something like a Ren Fair in another state with my husband or something.
that would be so
Yeah, it
fun.
would be a lot of fun. I mean, there's some very close by, like in neighboring states. So,
I'll have to tell my husband we're going to North Carolina, wherever we're going for a Ren fair.
yeah.
Come on, we're gonna go crash Ren's birthday.
Oh my gosh, it would just be so much fun because my whole entire life, basically, like my family's into this stuff too. And so
Hmm.
I would go with my family, and then now my family just kind of like our schedules kind of don't align all the time. And so
Hmm.
they go and do their own thing. My husband and I go and do our own thing. And so I've been going to the same one my entire life. I want to
Hmm.
experience another one. It would be so cool.
That would be cool.
And in my for my birthday, it would be maybe cooler, like like
Is your husband in the room? Are you talking loud to try to convince
he's not
him?
listening. It would be cooler as well, so you wouldn't be so hot and like
Oh,
blech.
cooler that way. I was
Yeah.
thinking cool, man.
Oh no, like it would be like
Physically
physically
cooler.
cooler. Anyways,
That would be fun to go to a rent fair somewhere
somewhere
like
else.
in the Northeast or something.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't have to be there, but I just love the colors that
Yeah,
come at fall up there. That would
yeah,
be great.
it would be. So that's on our list of
Maybes to
maybe to
do.
do's. But let's get back to protection. So,
Okay.
there's some kitchen witchery that like protection that you can integrate into
Okay.
your
Okay.
craft or just maybe your daily cooking. We all cook daily,
Mm-hmm.
so whether it's good cooking or not, you should probably integrate something into your cooking
Mm-hmm.
if that's what you want.
Mm-hmm.
So I said you should, and if that's what you want, those don't go together.
You
So
must, but only if
you
you want.
must only if you want. Your kitchen is this, I see it as this magical space
Mm-hmm.
filled with potential. I love potential. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's also potential for protection.
Okay.
So by incorporating protective intentions into your cooking, you can create meals that both nourish your body and spirit. So
Mm-hmm.
you can fortify yourself and your loved ones against negativity. So it's not just going to you when you cook. If you feed other people in your household, then you can also protect them. I
Mm-hmm.
like the idea of spices that
Mm-hmm.
add protection. So you can cook with intention with your spice, where you add those protective herbs and spices such as garlic, rosemary, black pepper is a really big
Mm-hmm.
one. And
Mm-hmm.
everybody, I feel like I put pepper on everything. I put a lot of everything on
I
everything.
use
Um,
cayenne pepper on
yeah.
everything.
So I mean, maybe cayenne pepper in your case, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So you can add these ingredients and visualize them kind of like coming together and fusing your dish with protective energy.
I love that.
I also have protection bread. Hmm. So
Yeah.
you bake bread with protective sigils drawn on the dough. If you're doing like one of those, you can draw the sigils before cooking. And then when you knead the dough, you can focus on intention and creating a protective shield. And anybody who eats the bread will reap those rewards,
I love that.
those thingies, whatever you want to
What a
call them. It's not a
great way
reward, but
to
reap the
send,
protection.
like bake homemade bread, which I know you love to do. And
Hmm.
you make the best food anyway. She is a great cook. But I love the idea of baking a bread and making toast for your kids or whatever for
Hmm.
breakfast
Hmm.
and viewing that protection and sending
Oh
them off.
yeah.
Okay, off to school you go
Yep.
with the
Hmm.
protective barrier.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
then another one is tea rituals. So you
Mm-hmm.
can brew your herbal teas, and there are many herbal teas that are also
Mm-hmm.
associated with protection. You can stir your tea clockwise while focusing on your intention and sip the tea mindfully, feeling the protective energy spreading throughout your body. I can say
Yeah.
while you're cooking, you will create steam, and you can draw protective sigils in the steam on your microwave.
Oh, I
You can
love that.
imbue, I use a lot of like a lot of wooden spoons and everything. And
Mm-hmm.
you got to take care of them properly, etc. But you can etch into maybe the handle protective sigils or whatever it is that you're wanting to do when you're cooking. So it might not just be in the food, but it's also in the tools that you use.
That's true.
There are
I
so
feel like
many things that you could do when you're cooking. If you
with
use oil, you could draw the sigil in the oil before you start heating it up. There's a
That's
lot
a
that you can do.
great idea. You can,
Hmm.
yeah, you can pour it into your pan with this into the sigil shape.
Hmm.
That's a great idea. Yeah, I feel like with the tea, um, now that we're coming into the fall, which I'm wishing with all my might to bring it sooner, I am
I know,
so
right?
ready for fall
Me
weather.
too.
But you were talking about drinking mindfully.
Hmm.
And some people like coffee, and coffee works too. I think coffee is also a magical concoction.
Hmm.
It's not my favorite, and a lot of people might laugh, oh, haha, coffee is magical, but I really do think there is something to it. But tea, for me, I just can picture myself sitting out on the deck as the mornings are chill and you've got this hot coffee, and it really is a time of reflection and
Hmm.
mindfully drinking this tea and putting that protection aura around yourself. I
Oh,
love that.
absolutely. And you can do tea. I like a good hot chocolate sometimes. Like
Oh,
anything
yeah.
like that. I mean, coffee also works. Like anything like that just feels, I don't know. magical,
I think it
cleansing.
is.
I don't
Did you
know.
know that all tea, and I may have said this before, but that all tea, whether it's black, green, oolong, white, or yellow, it all is the same plant? Have I told you that before?
Probably. We have talked about tea a lot.
We have. I love tea. It's my thing. But the real magic of making the different teas is how they're processed. And, from what leaves are picked, what part of the plant is picked, how long, and when they're picked, when they're oxidized, that kind of thing.
Hmm.
So, but it's all the same plant. And so all these wonderful, lovely different teas are all made from the same plant. It just blows my mind. I
No,
don't know.
I think it's so cool, like
Hmm.
having things like
It is
that.
magic. Tea is
Yes,
magic. Yeah.
absolutely.
Hmm.
So there's also opportunity for sound magic in a cleansing and protection
Oh, yeah.
kind.
We talked about
So
a little bit of, we did an episode on sound
we
magic.
did.
Hmm.
So sound is powerful, yet often overlooked as a tool in protection. And
Okay.
so there are certain sounds and vibrations that can cleanse your space. It can dispel negativity and create protective atmosphere.
Hmm.
So this method is particularly useful if you're looking for a non-traditional way to maintain protective barriers. So
Okay.
let's say let's say before I get into how to practice, which is this is kind of how to practice. Let's say you're really a musical person
Hmm.
and I guess you don't have to be, but like let's say you're really in tune with music, so this is right up your alley. Put in
Hmm.
your headphones before you leave. It could be in one
Oh,
earbud, but put in your headphones and have a song that you associate with protection, you associate with whatever it is that you're going for, and leave your house with it. Have it
I
playing while you're
love
getting
that.
ready and leave while you're listening as well. Listen
Oh,
to it
and
in
I
your
have to
car,
say,
etc.
Jessica suggested that for home protection, you leave a soundtrack or a
Oh
playlist
yeah. Mm-hmm.
of protective music on in your home to keep your home protected while you're gone.
Yeah. So the that's just another that's a way that you can use this type of
That's
protection
so clever.
spells
I
through
love
sound.
that. Hmm.
You can also do use a singing bowl
I
to
really
create
want
yeah,
singing bowls. I
to
really,
create that
really want
protective,
some.
like it creates those vibrations. So you can
Hmm.
create protective vibrations, and you can start at the center of the room and work your way outward, allowing the sound to cleanse it in every corner.
I love
um
that.
you can use chimes and bells. I love a good wind chime. I
Me
love a good
too.
bell. So you can hang wind chimes and small bells near your door. So I have a, what was what's my thing on my door? Witch bells,
Yeah, yeah, you got witch bells. I got
but
witch bells too.
my door's not closed. I can't remember what it looks like. It's a circle or is it a pentagram?
There's all kinds of different
Circle?
ones.
My husband said it's a circle. So it's a circle.
He is there. You were talking to him about that.
It's a circle. And it
Okay.
has all these like beautiful like little charms and like there's like little tiny bottles hanging off of it with like little tiny crystals in it for protection
Oh, I
and
love
bells on
that.
it to and so you can hear it whenever you open and close the door. It's my favorite thing. And I also have one hanging in my kitchen, obviously, because that's where most of my magic happens.
Hmm.
So I love a good chime and bell. And then I also have 50 gajillion wind chimes on my little tiny balcony.
I love wind
And
chimes.
so that's one thing that you can use when you're trying to cleanse. So it really
Hmm.
does feel cleansing when the wind blows and you can hear your wind chimes outside. There's just
Hmm.
something about it that just feels right. It feels
I agree.
positive. It feels really good.
Hmm.
And then you can use voice magic. So use your voice as a tool for protection. You can chant protection mantras, affirmations, letting the sound resonate within your space. You can also use humming or toning to create a vibrational shield around you. Because like when you think about sound, a lot of people go, "Oh, music." But
Right.
any sound, we speaking right
Hmm.
now, that's a
Is a
sound.
sound. Hmm.
Anything. So I think that's a really big thing as well. Like just use your voice.
I like the idea of using plants in protection. As I was talking about them before, there are little healthy little critters out there. Um, if you grow plants that have thorns, like roses or maybe
Ooh.
cactus,
Mm-hmm.
and put those near your home, those act as a physical barrier as well as an energetic barrier. I just love the idea of putting cacti, because I can
Cacti.
never have just one, in my window space,
Oh
because they're
yeah.
also really hard to kill. Greg, you don't have to worry. I don't know that I better knock on wood. I don't know. I was going to say, I don't know if I can kill a cactus, but I probably can.
I've killed one.
Yeah, I feel like I may have in the past as well, but they're harder to kill and they're a great protection barrier as well.
Hmm.
Um, the herbs, like you were talking about, like rosemary or sage or lavender, you can plant those around, what's one of our favorite movies, Practical Magic. She always
Hmm.
says, plant lavender by your garden gate, that kind of thing.
I thought it was
But,
rosemary.
it might be rosemary by your garden gate. Rosemary is also protection.
Yes.
So also speak to your plants and you ask them, like I think we talked about one time about talking to your home. You can
Hmm.
talk to your plants too and say, I'll be back, but protect our space while I'm gone,
Oh,
that kind
that's
of
cute.
thing.
Hmm.
And have them guard our home and protect our home. If you have a garden, you might consider planting a whole hedge of protective plants around your perimeter. That's a living barrier that can create a natural shield that can defend your home from external harm. I think that's a great idea.
Hmm.
I found on Learn Religions, which is one of my favorite all-time blogs that I go to. I use her all the time
Yeah.
in these episodes.
Hmm.
But she said to make an onion braid. And I
Oh,
was like, what the hell is an onion braid?
okay.
She said it is a simple protection charm that you hang in your home to protect those who live there. She said braiding in and of itself is a very relaxing and magical way to spend an evening. But by braiding your onions, you can prepare them, number one, for winter storage and accomplish magic and mundane all in one shot. So she said you need a bunch of onions with the green tops still attached, about maybe 4 feet of heavy twine. And she says you begin um, folding the twine in half, tying a knot near the end, creating a loop, and you lay the twine on a flat surface and place an onion upside down so that the greens of the onion form a third of the string. And then using the free parts of the onion and the onion stem as one of the three braid things,
Hmm.
you start braiding and until that onion is held securely in place. And you repeat the process with all the rest of your onions, braiding them in and out with the stems and the two things. Yeah, you like
I
one
had
of
to
the
look up a
strands.
picture. I'm sorry.
I know. I guess I'm not explaining it very well. Can you explain from looking at the picture what I'm talking about?
I mean, you're doing a good job from what you're talking about.
Google it, guys, because it is the coolest thing.
These are so cool. I need them all
I
around my
know,
house.
I
I need
know,
them.
right? And as you're doing this braiding, which is like the lady from Learn Religion says, it's very therapeutic as you're doing it, which in and of itself, I think grants a protective aura around it. But,
Yeah.
focus your intent. Onions they're magically linked to protective magic. So you can braid the onions and recite an incantation, whatever, or just a word or a mantra, whatever it is that means protection to you. And it is the coolest thing. And I wish that my words could explain the pictures that Renner is now looking at, because
They're
it,
so cool.
it is the neatest thing. And what a neat creative outlet as well
Yeah.
as forming a protection around your home. And it has the onions you can use all through the winter because you can
Hmm.
keep them that way.
Yeah. I
And
like
did you
it.
know, I have an onion, did you know?
Okay.
It's the sulfuric compound in onions that make you cry when you chop them up. So if you don't like crying when you're cutting onions, you can chill the onion and cut into the root end of the onion last,
Hmm.
and you won't cry as much. Also, and this you would like because it's got to do with Egypt. It
Ooh.
was said that the onion was worshipped by ancient Egyptians. They believed that its spherical shape and concentric rings symbolized eternity. And
Oh.
they used to cover the tombs of their rulers with onion pictures, and onions played a vital role in burial rituals. They believed that the onions would help the dead succeed in the afterlife. Now, I love onions, so I'm going to be super successful then,
Okay.
even though I'm not so
Sure.
much now.
Sure.
It's coming,
Yeah.
man. I found that. I thought that was cool.
Onion afterlife success.
Onion afterlife, man.
Oh man. I don't know what to say about the onions.
I know. I had no idea. I love researching these episodes, the things we
Yeah.
learned. It's so cool.
Yeah. But I guess after the onion talk, it's nothing's gonna sound so exciting, right? So you can also I think this is probably very important if you're going to be talking about two different ways.
Okay.
So, you can use digital protection magic.
Okay.
So you need, in our modern world, we have such digital channels and our
We
energy
do.
goes into a lot of what we do online. And so it's very important to protect yourself in the virtual realm.
Okay.
So, digital protection magic involves using technology as a medium for safeguarding your energy and personal information. Now, I
Mm-hmm.
will say it's important on two aspects magically and just in general, because the internet and virtual spaces are scary in general.
You're right.
I've been listening to a lot of podcasts lately at work, and I listen to scary stories. So I sit there and it
Yes.
has like the spooky stuff. So if somebody literally comes up to my desk, I'm like, what do you want? So um, a lot of them have been like true crime stories and
Mm-hmm.
just like ghosty stories, but some of them are talking about how um Facebook and other things, they don't direct like you can't directly link Facebook to murders, but some
Right.
murders happen because of communications and stuff on Facebook. So I just
Yeah.
want to say to also kind of keep that in mind when you're safeguarding your energies and everything through your technology, and also safeguard you and what you put out there and all of that because
Yeah.
it's
I don't ever, I heard that people are inclined to, oh, her husband just gave her a refill of her wine. That's so
I'm
sweet.
so excited.
He's like, this is what you get. We're not going to an out of state Ren fair.
We are. I'm determined. Um,
But I don't even know what I was going to say now. I'm
anyways,
totally thrown off.
so it's fine. How to practice? People are gonna be like, "What do you mean? We were just talking about that." So you can use sigils in your passwords, which I really like this. So
Hmm.
you can create a protective sigil and incorporate it into your password. So each time you type your password, you're reinforcing that protective energy.
I like that.
You can also use your like backgrounds or screensavers on like your computer, phone, whatever it is. So you can set your computer, phone background and or image to a symbol that's associated with protection, whatever you associate with protection, such as like a pinnacle or protective rune. You could have a picture of black tourmaline.
Yeah, I mean, and also don't forget about your phone case. You can order a phone case or even just draw on the one that you've got if you want to that has protective sigils on it and cleanse
Mhm.
it and all of that before you put your phone
Yeah,
into
I
it.
like that
And
idea.
that'll protect your use of the phone. I've got a Halloween one coming. I'm so excited.
Ooh,
It's going to get here this weekend. It's time to put on my
ooh,
Halloween stuff.
absolutely.
So,
So, and then digital cleansing. So, I like this idea too. You're going to
mhm.
regularly cleanse your device after clearing out old photos, deleting negative energies, negative
Well,
messages, which are also
that
negative
too.
energies,
Yep.
and running protective visualizations while you use your device. You can also use sound magic by playing specific frequencies or tones that maybe promote protection while you're working on the computer, et cetera, et cetera.
I like that idea. My husband has a sound when his messages come in. It's a ding like a bell, and that could clear any negative energy that's coming in with that message, so that when
Hmm.
he reads it, it's not going to, be that negative binding to him.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
And we also did an episode recently about digital magic and
Yes, we
how
did.
magic, and
Technology.
so go listen to that one, Technology
Hmm.
Magic.
Hmm.
Protection for your children. And I have kids. Ren doesn't have kids yet, but this is something that hit close to my heart. So
Yet. Uh-uh.
she's like, "What the hell are you talking about?" I'm gonna be anti-river.
No, life
It's
is good right now. Like,
Yeah, I
I come
understand.
home from work, I vibe with a glass of wine, play
I
video
get it.
games. I don't know.
I hear you.
Life is good.
But Patty Wigington, I think I talked about her earlier. This is going to be one that we post in our of the resources that we've used. She said teddy bears. I mean, you always think of children when you see a teddy bear. So teddy
Hmm.
bears are considered luck for children.
Okay.
And so most children have a teddy bear or some kind of stuffed animal. I give all my nieces and nephews dragons, so they have stuffed dragons.
That's cute.
But you can increase a stuffed animal's influence by saying a protective chant over it before tucking the kid into bed with it at night.
Can
And
you
and the kid,
imagine the trauma?
no, the kid loves it.
No, you guys should have seen her lunge forward. No.
I was disturbed.
No.
Patty Wigington, she said she used this on her kids' bears. She said, "Power in this teddy bear, chase the bad things out of there." And I mean, she said, I know that
Oh,
sounds
that's kind of
cheesy,
cheesy, yeah, but
but the
it
little kid
works if it
loved it.
works. Yeah.
And because kids have nightmares all the time, and they're afraid of the things under the bed,
Oh
and they're
yeah.
afraid of the things with which that's a
With
whole different
with
episode.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Ooh, that should be
it
an episode. 'Cause I have
that
my
is.
own stories.
Yeah,
Bless
me
you.
too.
My own
Me too.
stories.
But but our kids loved it, and it made them feel protected, and having them feel protection adds to that protective magic that's there. So I
Hmm.
think that's a great idea.
Hmm.
She also said you could do a kite spell with children. She said
I
when
was
it's
never successful with kites.
I love flying kites. I absolutely love
Never really did
kites.
it as a child, and when I
Oh,
tried, it would. Oh man, I threw the biggest fit because it wasn't working.
I love flying kites, but if it's windy, you can buy or make a kite with a kid. Now, I think I told people I did Harry Potter school with some of my children as they were
Hmm.
growing up. I had kites that were just blank white kites, and they were allowed to color their own designs on them and make their own kites for us to go fly. Now, where we live is not the best conducive for flying, so we had a lot of kites stuck in trees. But if you're at the beach, take it to the beach or up on the top of a hill, like up when I would go and visit friends up in Virginia. There are some beautiful hills and mountains up there,
I
which
bet.
are perfect for kite flying. But have the child talk to the kite. Tell the kid, you know, tell the kite what's bothering you, anything that's making you anxious. And then you take the kite out and you fly it. And as the kite dips and sways, it's going to release that child's problems into the air, which will carry them far away.
Hmm.
I
Okay.
mean, that may be a little too on the witchy side for some people. I don't know how much people want to bring their children into their witchcraft, but
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a very wonderful natural thing. So for me, yeah, talk to your kite and tell them they're sending their troubles up with their kite, and the wind will carry them away.
That's cute.
Did you know that the fastest recorded speed of a kite is 120 miles per hour?
What?
I
That's really
know.
fast.
And the world altitude record for a kite is 12,471 feet. I feel like it was almost in outer space at that point. Are there kite satellites out there?
Oh God.
And the record for a kite to stay aloft is 180 hours. Can you
Jeez.
imagine?
No.
And the earliest written record of flying a kite is in China in 200 BC, which leads to the credence to the claim that the Chinese invented the kite.
Oh.
In World of Warcraft, they have a whole panda section, and
Yeah.
kites are the thing, and it's kind of a homage to the Chinese culture and that kind of thing. And kites are a thing in that part of Pandaria.
Yeah,
So
that's what it's
I
called.
thought
Yeah.
that was kind of cool.
That is kind of cool.
And then she said one of her favorite things was making a sweet dreams pillow. And, she says that's handy for helping keep nightmares and things away for your child. And she said you can use lavender, thyme, and allspice and make one. You can make it out of felt or whatever, stuff it with the stuffing
Hmm.
and all of that. And I found some interesting facts out about pillows too. This was fascinating. The earliest known use of pillows is in ancient Mesopotamia, 7,000 BCE.
That's so cool.
And they were made of stone. That is not comfortable.
No.
And then another interesting story about pillows is that a Korean man named Lee Jing-gui
Okay.
fell in love with a life-size Japanese body pillow.
Oh,
And the
okay.
pillow was in the image of a cartoon character
Oh,
named Fate Testarossa.
okay.
And it's from an anime thing.
Yeah, I
And he
assumed.
he was 28 years old, and he took this pillow everywhere with him, and he eventually married it.
Okay. Sure.
So pillows can be very strong, magical things.
Uh-huh.
She's like, okay,
Yeah,
yes.
okay. Oh gosh. But I mean, I, you threw me off with the damn pillow
I
there.
know. I'm sorry. I thought that was fascinating. It threw me off in the middle of my research.
Yeah. But I mean,
Like, what?
there are many other like experiences that witches
Mhm.
have, and what better source than Reddit.
Of
So
course.
some Reddit users say that I like doing a salt scrub in the shower
Oh.
when you get both salt and running water, plus like you have it's like a plus when you have that physical fresh afterwards
Mm-hmm.
kind of feel.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't a quote. I kind of paraphrased.
She
I said
paraphrased.
I said quote and then paraphrased it. And then there's another one that's a general house room cleansing that they had. So this one's a little bit more extensive.
Okay.
So this one says open all the windows and doors to ensure that energy you are banishing is leaving.
That
And
is
then
such a good point because I've seen memes. It's so funny where you're doing the smoke cleansing and all of that, and it shows the spirits going, what the hell, we can't get out
yeah,
because
where
all
am
the
I
windows
supposed
are
to go?
closed. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I feel like they can go through the walls though.
That's possible.
There's no bounds in the spirit realm, I don't
That's
think.
true. That's true.
But you're going to burn your sage, incense, whatever it is, and move through the house space, whatever it is.
Hmm.
And then sprinkle salt on the floor and sweep through the house, ensuring that you move the incense with you as you change rooms.
Okay.
So then you work from the back of the house to the front. And if you have carpet, just do a general clean through, like, maybe I would use a vacuum. Like if you have
Okay.
like, I think that would be cool. That wasn't what they said. That's what I said. So now I'm going back to what
She's
they're saying
paraphrasing again. Yeah.
again. So now back to them. So then you'll burn the remaining of the sage that you have and keep what is remaining for another time. So whatever it is.
Hmm.
So this part is essential. You need to make sure that you replace the energy that you just banished. So this can be done by burning lemongrass, burning oils, etc. This ensures that the space is filled and makes it harder for negative energy to penetrate. I
Huh.
like this. I've never thought of it like this before.
Uh-huh.
So if you work with deities or spirits, if you kind of know that, like, if they're a positive influence on your life,
Hmm.
make an offering or communicate that they are allowed into your space. So, I feel like when you're doing it, the banishing and getting everything out, everything leaves, So you
Yeah.
kind of welcome back in the good
The
ones
good
that
stuff.
you
Yeah.
want to fill the space.
I never really thought of that. I had always known to open the doors and the windows when you're doing a cleansing, but I never thought about the vacuum that creates if
Oh
you've
yeah.
everything's gone.
Yeah.
And so you want to make sure you bring back the good. Oh, fascinating. And then for me, I like protection. I mean, I like protection. Everybody likes protection. I like jar
Oh.
spells.
Yes, you do.
So protection jar spells. So you can sound cleanse your jars with a altar bell, or you can smoke cleanse it, which is usually what I do. I do like the idea of using a bell, though, to cleanse the jars.
Yeah.
And then you can layer your protective ingredients and herbs and crystals and whatnot into your jar spell. And what I hadn't ever really thought about before, I kind of knew it in the back of my head, but I've never used it myself, is that eggshells are a
Oh.
really great protective ingredient. And that's because the eggshells protected the baby bird, as it was
Mm-hmm.
growing, from outside forces and threats in the wild. And so the same theory gets applied when you're using it into your jar spells. You
Mm-hmm.
can use it to ward off malicious spirits in with the intent and the unwanted energies. So you can either buy crushed eggshells, or you can use eggshells that you have at home, and which I feel like is more powerful because it's all your energy that's been put into it.
Yeah.
And you can grind the shell into a fine powder using your mortar and pestle.
Ah,
I had never thought of that. I've made protection jar spells before, but I've always used crystals and herbs and that
yeah.
kind of thing. I've never used
I
eggshells,
like
and
that idea. I
I
always put
think,
my eggshells in like a little compost bucket that I
mhm,
have on my balcony, but
which
that's a
makes
great
sense for
idea.
you because
Hmm.
you are very kitchen garden green witchy
Yeah,
to
I try to
me.
freeze all my like veggie leftovers and kind of make like
Mm-hmm.
a vegetable stock if I can, or
Mm-hmm.
vegetable
Mm-hmm.
chicken broth type of thing. Anyways,
Mm-hmm.
I try to use my leftovers, but that's a great idea for the eggshells.
Mm-hmm.
So, next you could, I'll quickly go through this because I know we're running long, but we're right at the end.
Yeah, we're right near
So,
the end.
in many Latin American countries, I swear I read counties. I don't know, that's not right. So it is customary for loved ones to adorn their beloveds with a red string bracelet. So this practice is meant to ward off evil, evil eye
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
energy, like evil eye.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically an evil eye. And from people who are jealous, envious, or simply wish bad upon you. So the red bracelets not only ward off negative energy, but they are believed to bring good luck in its place to the wearer.
I love
So
that.
another one is drink coffee. Oh, I clicked on something. Hold on, go back to my notes. I clicked on the link that was underneath it on accident. Another one is drink coffee. Seriously, coffee neutralizes any harmful magic or energy that has been sent your way.
My husband certainly thinks so. I think his blood is mostly coffee. But you can also, talking about protection in general, set your own boundaries. Saying no is a protection spell. Protect yourself from taking on more than you should. And a lot of people are givers, and a lot of people want to please other people. And a lot of people think that they're superheroes and can do everything. Say no more often. That is a
Mhm.
protection spell in and of itself. Also, and I love this idea, if you're artsy, you can create or paint home decor that you can either place on your walls around the house, or place, like if it's a figurine, you can paint or create clay figurines. You can imbue these items that you're making with the intent of protection for your home and family, and you can hang them on the walls. You can put them on the coffee table. You can put them near, outside on your patio. It's a
Yeah.
protection to keep things from coming in.
Yeah.
And then I read somewhere, and I have this book, The Encyclopedia of 5,000 Spells by Judica Isles. It has a lot of spells in it, and a bunch of them are protection spells. And I
Ooh.
actually have this
Okay.
book. It's a huge, huge
I've
book.
seen it. It's massive.
Yeah, it is
It's
massive. It's
massive.
very cool. So yeah. So So do that. Oh, but only if you want.
Only if you want. You must,
Do what you
but
want.
do what you want. But that's all
That's
we
all I've
have.
got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I'll do the outro
Okay. That's
and
good.
get it all up and going. Ready?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, so if you like what you heard and the pure chaos that we are, you can see and find more chaos at our website. That's www.c3witchypodcast.com. There you will find links to all of our social medias. YouTube's our main one right now. Please go subscribe, listen to our episodes there.
Mm-hmm.
I do kind of post fun like little backgrounds. Each one has its own, it goes along with theme. So go there, comment, share us, like, and subscribe, whatever it is that you do on YouTube. I'm being great at supporting
Well,
us.
and do that on all of our things, but
Yeah,
we are concentrating on YouTube. But anytime that you comment and share and all of
it
that, it
helps.
helps us. Yeah.
Yes. And then you can also find like little descriptions about our episodes and our After Dark, a sneak peek of what our After Dark is about on our website as well. You can find
Mm-hmm.
information about our Patreon and Buzzsprout subscriptions. And then you can also find our merch where right now we're transitioning. So
We're
please bear with
trying.
us. But currently you still can get our stuff at www.c3witchypodcastmerch.com. We also have our blog on our website. We got a bunch of fun little things that we try to do for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
So just go check it out.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for listening. It
Yes.
really means a lot to us. Uh, Email us, reach out to us, comment on whatever social media that you follow us on. We love hearing from you. It makes us feel like, oh, people really do like
People
us.
listening, yeah.
um,
Yay.
but we'll be back.
We'll be back.
And until then, stay witchy.
Woo. This bug is in the way.
I wondered what you were doing.